Hello, everyone. This is Barbara Iris Alsu of Parental World Knowledge. I want to welcome everyone, and I am the founder and the president. And in addition, I am the president of Artist Barbara Sue Fine Art Studio. And we are here to do watercolor painting again. And I hope you have your canvas pad. It's comes in a board like size professional artist brushes. You're going to need a good artist sponge. It's more porous. You put it down and bring it up, and it absorbs the paint. And if it's too much water, and in addition, you need a good eraser. If when you do your line drawing, an artist eraser, not just a regular eraser. And you will also need color pencils. They don't have to be artist pencils from an art supply store, just any colored pencils, but make sure your painting is totally dry before using them, and don't press too hard. And I just hope that you pick a subject that you really enjoy. Don't do what I'm doing. I'm doing New York City skyline, but I want you to do something that you really enjoy. And if you need, you can use a prop, but just don't copy, because then that would be, stealing someone else's artistic work. If it's wax fruit or whatever it is. So just change it, to some degree, if it's, floral, whatever it is. And you can do exactly as you see, if it's a live person that you're drawing or whatever you're doing, painting, of course. And with pets or anything else that you see, as long as it's not someone else's artistic work, like New York City skyline, someone else, an architect designed it, so you don't want to make it exactly, change it to some degree. And if you can't draw, then do a computer printout. Get a better paper in the store where you have computer products and things, and make sure it's like nubby, sort of like a canvas, but it's not going to be a plastic material like this. So you really have to get a quality one, so that you can, when you paint, it won't be too flimsy. If you had just regular printout paper, it's going to be falling apart when you're painting. And if you're going to be not using the canvas paper, you're going to have to go in the store and buy also the liquid white, which normally is not in the palettes. And with that, you'd have to do a whitewash of your paper. Normally it's not treated. This is treated. You have to look to see, with the pads that you're buying, the canvas pads here, you have to look to see if they're treated with whitewash. If it isn't, then you're going to have to get the paint and put the white over the whole thing before you start painting it. So it's just too much work, too much cost. That's why I get this. And you can buy in bulk. And they'll give you a better price if you buy in bulk. And if it's something that's not on sale, you can get 10% off. But if it's something on sale, you wouldn't be able to. You can mention artist Barbara Alsu, Fine Art Studio. As I said, I'm the president of, and that's who's instructing you today. So you can do that. All right. So now I just want to tell you one more thing. I want you to see that you do, in case you haven't watched before, gentle strokes. If you had a larger area, you could, like a big canvas. This is, mid-size, so you'd have to do gentle, because you're going to be going into the other objects on your paper. In addition, if you have a very small area, you can even dot one. For whatever you're painting, has to be several layers. You let one layer dry and you go to the next. So don't try to keep putting the layers on while it's all wet, because then it won't work. And the great thing about this is, too, you wouldn't have to necessarily put glass on this to frame it, but remember, never wash it with water. Take a duster, dust it. But if you start washing it with water, you're going to be taking off your paint. All right, so that's it. All right, I'm going to begin. And I'm here with Platinos, too, but he's sound asleep. Unfortunately. People doing things in the house for remodeling, and I'm taking a little brown to make some beige. I'm sorry, there was some delay. It took me a while to get on Google Hangouts. And also a real estate person called me and wanted to buy my house, but I'm not selling my house, but I do want to rent out some rooms in a year and a half. There'll be 3 rooms to rent out. And, I felt it'd be nice to have seniors here. I'm a senior, and I felt it would be a nice thing to share my home with seniors. And I know they have sometimes a hard time. They're going into a lot of attention and be in a home situation. So that's why I was thinking of it. And that's it. And I know CPR, and you got the art, you got the poetry, and I do healing prayer. So they have it covered. All right. So let me just start painting. And if you're using a photograph, please don't copy that either. You have to make it different. You cannot be making, if you're going to be using a photograph, you have to change it. You cannot be doing that. And I was watching something on YouTube. I mentioned this before, and I can't believe that the woman said, copy exactly as you see it. And I'm going, what? That is definitely not legal for any juried show. So if you want to be a professional artist, you can't be, you can't be doing that. And she told, many thousands of people, and I think that's horrible. She says, oh, I want to, and she actually said, I want to get it exactly as I see it on the photograph. And I'm going, oh my God, what is this woman doing? She's telling all these people the wrong thing. I won't mention names, but I just think that's ridiculous. If you're going to do a show, do before, and I'm not putting, if I did have a picture, I have to change it. Now, I just think that is absolutely ridiculous that she says you've got to do it exactly as you see it, because that is not acceptable. People are watching her. She had a great, looking studio, and she had great cameras, 2 cameras, and equipment, and she could paint pretty good. But when you're cheating, I want you to be able to be proud of yourself, be able to go on juried shows. And they're going to ask you on the application, I know for a fact that that is not acceptable. They're going to ask you, is this your original work? And if you lie and they find out, you'd be disqualified, and you wasted all that time doing that work. It just doesn't make sense, and it really bothered me. Sometimes it's okay to make mistakes. Even the masters, they did early work and it wasn't as good. But that early work is more valuable than the later work, because changed in their style. So I think, to me, that's how you learn. You learn mistakes in life. You can't learn. I have a friend, Taylor, and I like what he said. He wrote for New Year's. He says, make a lot of mistakes and just learn from it, and enjoy life, and not worry about things. So, you know, that's good, not to try to be perfect. And people making these great resolutions that they'll never keep is, I said this already a couple of days now. It's just ridiculous, to make resolutions you're never going to keep. Try to make one that's realistic. Even the slightest, change is great. Try something new. But I just can't believe that, some people, they think, they have to be perfect, 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 perfect. And no, it's better that she had her style, even if it wasn't exactly as the photograph. I mean, that's okay. That is okay. You don't have to. If I want a photograph, I mean, I'll get a photograph. I would say take a photography class and not take an art class if you want things perfect. And I've said that before many times. But it's a shame that people have to be perfect, perfect at everything, and then it's not legal for you to enter in competition. It's not teaching you something. It's not teaching you anything at all. You just wasted your time and your effort. Well, I hope people just do things they enjoy and not worry about everything. That's how my late mother taught me. She was a master artist, and she just have a good time and don't worry about it being perfect. And it's okay if you make a mistake, and you can correct it with watercolor, and that's the good thing. And oil. You could do mixed media with watercolor. You could do many things. You don't have to do just watercolor eventually. I put acrylic with my watercolor. So just enjoy, and always take a subject that you are liking. I mean, you can't just, take something just because, unless of course you're in school and you have no choice, and a teacher, whether it be high school or a professor in college or private art lessons, requires you to do something that's different. But I always say to just enjoy what you're doing, and I never require you to do any particular painting. I feel that's the best way to learn, is to do your own original style. And another thing is to get your style, and you have to experiment. You can't keep, just doing exactly as a teacher says. I feel that you will never learn. You'll never learn if you don't experiment and do things. And study. I mean, if you haven't studied the great artists, I mean, the master artists, you should. You should, if you don't have books on it, go to the library, do a little research. And you find your, kind of style that you like, but don't copy exactly as the masters, but you could see, gee, I like this, I like that. Go to the library if you don't have books, and really read, look at the pictures, and get a feel for what you want to do. If you are not really sure, um, I just feel that's the best way. Always do research. And I love to read, so I definitely recommend all these people to read. But you can learn so much. But never copy. You find a style that you like. Don't. Many master artists were inspired by other master artists. They didn't copy, but they expanded on what they were doing, and that's a good thing. That's a very good thing, to expand in other artists' work. But you can't steal anyone's style. That is wrong. It was just freezing here in West Orange, New Jersey again. Oh, gosh. Sun was out, but I can't believe what's going on with this weather. And I bundled up. I bundled my puppy up too, coat and scarf. It was good while the sun was out, but then it went in, and it was cold. But it wasn't as cold as it was. We had 9-degree weather. Oh, on Tuesday. Some more paint. I hope everybody is having a good New Year. This started off a good New Year for me, and I just hope that you're experiencing good things. And if not, I pray in miraculous healing prayer. There should be a peace, good spirit, good strength, and good health for everyone. Amen. God heals 100%. I just say the prayer. And I'm still praying for the people in India. This northeastern part of India had a big earthquake. Many people died, and they're still trying to find out, who's survived. And there's, it's slow in coming to find out everything. That's terrible that we don't even know if our loved ones are okay. I have some wonderful friends that I just love, and still haven't heard a word. And sometimes they have to go to a church or something. Probably don't have their chargers and everything else, and there's no communication. We're not finding out. And I called friends, and then they haven't gotten back when I did, contact people. So they let me know they were checking, but they never found out anything. They're trying to call their family or something. They couldn't get through. A lot of people just leave their home. They have to evacuate, and they're not going to be worrying about having their charger just get out the door if you see an earthquake. Because these homes are not very strong. A lot of them are little tiny homes, and total devastation there. It's just very sad. So please, everybody, pray for people in northeastern India. Should not be any more in India, because there's too many There's too many earthquakes. 2 within 6 months. So I'm still praying a miraculous healing prayer. Hoping everybody comes out okay. It should never be, especially with children. There's so many children in India. What they're going through. Oh, I just hope no more. And it's climate change, it's being addressed, but it's going to be slow coming. What they're doing with climate change. There's conferences and everything, but they're not making prevent all this. This keeps happening and happening and happening. Now, this is not just India. This is around the world. I mean, it's happening in California. Not to the extent of what's happening in India right now, but it happens in California, and there's fires and everything from earthquakes, and people are getting killed. It's happening in other parts of our country too. So definitely it's climate change. There's no question. There's got to be a more of a solution. There's got to be something done. Our scientists, they have. And there's many brilliant scientists. I know that if our government would pay for that, and every government should, be doing that. Get their best scientists to come up with a solution. Oh, I push this down more too. Stay. It's a good HD camera, but and it picks up picture and sound great, but it is difficult to move that camera. It's so thin. I can't push it too hard. I'm afraid I'll snap it. They didn't make it very thick, so it takes me a while to move it. Wish it was a little thicker. I was afraid at first to even move it because my son didn't give me the instructions or tell me that you are able to move that thin neck. It has like a thin little plastic thing. And easier. But at least it moves. I didn't ever anticipated that it could. I had no idea, and I didn't have the instructions. Unbelievable. Just told me the other day, kids. They keep us going. On our toes. He works very hard. He's an architect. And in addition, he's doing remodeling on the house, as I said before. So I can't complain that he forgot to tell me he is doing a lot. Did you know that? Why didn't you move it? Like I know these things. I know nothing about. I admit nothing about doing technical things. And can work on the computer, but I do not know about fixing things, setting it up. That I cannot do. Now I know. But it's these kids today. They go to college for it, and all. When I went to college, we didn't have computer training. It was after I graduated. I attended some college and I graduated. Then I went to work for a computer company, and I had very little training, and I just was able to figure out how to work computers. So and ran the entire office. But I didn't have to fix the computers and fix the equipment. That was all set up for me. I am great at working computers. I'm just not great at fixing things. I don't claim to be. And that's that. Well, I'm just thankful now I can move the camera and show you instead of just holding up the picture so you can see. Excuse me. Hello, Bar speaking. Hello, who's calling, please? Hello? Nobody answered. That's really horrible. I would never do that to somebody. Call and then not say who they are. No. Very rude. You dial the wrong number. You should have the decency to say, gee, excuse me, I dialed the wrong number. Oh, well. And it's best to do light colors first and then dark. I started putting my light colors on, and then I had to let it dry, so then I went to the next color. But it's best to do that so that you don't bleed into your other colors. I said I was going to try to make date nut bread. Well, my son brought home the other night a pumpkin pie, so I didn't make my date nut bread, but I made my date pancakes today. I intended on making something, and I had to finish up the pie, so I didn't really want to have two things for dessert. And I wanted to keep it fresh when I make something. I don't like to have another dessert. So I made the delicious date pancakes. I was going to make blueberry pancakes, but my son used all the blueberries for his smoothie. So I said, gee, I'm going to try this. I'm going to try pancakes with it. And it was great. And I used date sugar. I'll have to put the recipe on LinkedIn. I said I would do that, and I will. Just did it today, and I haven't had a chance. Delicious. Really, really good. And it was healthy because I used ancient grains as opposed to just using regular flour. And date sugar is much better than that bleached sugar. Oh, gosh, what a difference. And it tastes so much better. So fresh, so wonderful. I really enjoyed them. And put a guppy syrup on it as opposed to regular syrup, all that sweet. Um, I like maple, but I mean, it's not really the best for you with all that sugar in it. So this is so much better for you. So I hope that everybody will look for that on LinkedIn. I'll put it as soon as possible and try that recipe. I would never think, to be making these pancakes, but they, with ancient grains. I never, my son was the one who brought that to my attention. I didn't even know anything about it. Did a lot of research on what's healthy, and it does help you lose weight. Ancient grains helps you really lose weight. So terrific. Delicious. Can't beat that. Yeah. I was able to get back into a dress I hadn't worn in about I had 2 injuries, and I wasn't able to, walk that much. And now I'm back to walking a lot. I have my puppy, and so that and cutting out, bread and crackers, using all the having the ancient grain crackers and things. It's so much better. It's delicious. You have to try it. I have a webinar I have to attend tonight, and I hope I get through. There's so many, I don't know. It seems like a lot of webinar numbers to get in touch with, and I hope it works. And the Coast, and I'm on the East Coast, so a little confusion there. It's international, so there's so many people, and I guess confusing where people are. But I hope that that's going to be the right number to get. And very famous prayer healer is going to, Daniel Hanman, is going to be moderating with her. I'm excited. I hope I get through. I'm just going to think positive thoughts. There just seems like some confusion there from the thinking on the West Coast. So I hope I've got the right quality webinar. I run a nonprofit, and then our site is a free blog. So I can't be spending money to do webinars. Not in our budget. Anybody wants to come for a lesson? It's free. I'm here. We're here every day, weekday, and then and that's about 5. And it just took longer because I couldn't get on Google Hangouts. And then I did run a little late because unexpectedly I spoke to a real estate agent that called me, and I needed to talk to her because needed finances. My father passed away, and I lost the income from that. My father, so having him live with us. So one, I want to help people, and two, it's necessity too. So about a year and a half, and I tend on just $1,000 per month for anyone who is interested. Right here in West Orange, New Jersey, close to everything, stores and whatnot. Sweet boy. He stays up trying to do repair. And he gets up still early, so he's exhausted. I'm exhausted. I have to clean up after my son when he's taking his snacks in the kitchen. Oh my gosh, what he does. Clean my kitchen from cooking. And he makes his own, I know, he makes smoothies and different things. He's into not eating meat right now, so we're eating 2 different meals. He makes his own. But he never cleans up anything. Because he's busy, works all day, and then he comes home and he does repair. So, there's only so much I could ask of him. He is helping me with it's my home. But, he's living here. And that's it. So somebody said to me, at first, when I told him that I have to clean up after him, he says, well, he's old enough, he should do it himself. But then I explained, and he says, oh, I understand, he works sometimes overnighters for his boss, and then he's doing overnighters for repair at different times. So I can't expect him to do the cleanup. But I do say to him, if he's going to have somebody come in here and cook, he should. But he did pull one overnighter for his boss, so I didn't complain, and I just did it for him. But he has to, realize there has to be some rules too. Because I had pull out, put another thing in, and then do the breakfast dishes. So it was rough. And I did, altogether, it was like 5 loads of dishes within one day. It's like, oh gosh. I didn't have a party. It was just, his friend and him. Everything was out. Every dish. Every pot and pan. Well, I want to say I hope everybody has a good day or a good night. To make my mistakes. Like I said, do the light colors first and then the dark, and because otherwise it could bleed into it. And so and that's what we got these sponges for. Mix some more paint. Oh, it takes so darn long to move that, but it does. I think I'm going to be getting a new white, definitely. I just wanted to finish the rest of it because they're like $3 a tube at times. I hate to waste it. This back. Grab those back. Oh, this thing is not the best. Great camera, great sound, but to try to turn it, very difficult. You're so afraid to touch it because it's so skinny a neck. You don't want to break it. You should really have a wider neck, these HD cameras. I mean, it's a good, expensive quality, and yet it's not the best. It's supposed to be a good quality. Not inexpensive, it's expensive. I don't know why they don't make it better. Well, I want to thank everyone for tuning in and watching, and I hope that everybody, like I said, has a wonderful day or night, and enjoy your painting. And I hope that you encourage other people to watch and participate too if you're in our local area. Again, 973-736-1637, 973-736-1637. So if you prefer a private lesson first, artist Barbara L.C. Fine Art Studio can give you a private lesson all the rest of January. We're here 9 to 5, Monday through Sunday, Eastern Standard Time. Still loading, and so I never can say that it's exactly 5, but as close as 5 as we can. So thank you so much, and you have a great night or day. Bye now.